Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. It's good to see you all here. Hi, Michael-san. Hi, Lupin-san. Hi, Rai-san. Thank you so much for coming. So yeah, so now I'm officially 33 years old. My birthday was on the 13th. So yeah, now I'm 33. That's crazy. But it is how it is, right? Um, everyone goes around the sun. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you. So I guess for today is kind of a talk related to that. So like I wanted to talk about a few things today. It's first like thinking about, you know, the passage of time in a relation to Kami-sama. And then secondly, just about an experience I had today, which was a really nice day. So I'll get started. But thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. So basically like first of all, this kind of feeling was happening. Like it all started when um, I was wondering. Like I was asking people around me. I said like, "Do you feel like time is moving faster than usual?" And like obviously, I know that like a lot of people say that when you get older, um, time feels faster because like it's a shorter part of your whole entire lifespan. So like for example, like when you were like 5 years old, a year takes a larger part of your life than when you're like 33 years old because you've had 33 years to like compare what a year is. But I'm aware of that, but sometimes it feels like a lot of there's another thing that people have been saying that like sometimes not earth sometimes time has been going faster just in like general. And I looked it up. And apparently, like, it's not I'm, like, half joking, like, I don't actually, like, believe this, like, deeply, but I looked it up and it said, I don't believe it deeply in the sense, like, you'll see what I mean. So, I looked it up and apparently the Earth actually is, like, spinning faster by, like, a few milliseconds or something. So, like, time technically is, like, going faster in a sense, but in a very minuscule sense, like, we couldn't feel it. So that was funny to find out that time actually was technically going faster, but I don't account it for like this feeling. But actually, what I was thinking was that probably time ends up feeling faster for us, like in the modern age or like post COVID, maybe. I don't really know what time it happened, but I started to think probably because of like um, just the way we experience like society. And what I mean by that is like a lot of the world is so connected by the internet, right? Um, that like trends and knowledge and events are more, there's more of it and there's more things happening. So it feels like time is going faster because there's an extreme amount of events we're all kind of like connected and tuned into. And you kind of see this a little bit with like memes as like one example where like if there was like a trendy meme or something from like January and then you would say like, oh, that was from January, people are like, it felt like either really long ago or really recently because of like the weird like warped perception of time from like I personally feel maybe it's from like the internet, like how connected we all are with the internet and like internet culture and like how that like affects our mindset towards time and like our interaction with time and like how it is like psychologically. Because it's interesting because there's like the factual time, which is like the rotation of the earth and then the sun and the moon phases and things like that. But then I think there's like a psychological time as well, like within us. Like I know there's like circadian rhythm and stuff, but like a psychological mental concept of time where it's kind of like based more on like events and like rather than like linear time, we kind of our brain kind of focuses on certain events, especially if we have a more like routine life, that anything that kind of stands out from the routine kind of alters our perception of like the passage of time. And it doesn't have to be like a big event, but like even like, oh, I discovered this like series at this point in time, or I discovered this song or something, and it affects like how we view the passage of time. And like it's just something I've been thinking about because um of just how like fast everything is going, and like how does that affect us as like a species, because like I don't think we're really used to this like this concept of how we experience time and events, as in like the internet, like as a species. Because before the internet is like existed, most of us were only kind of really tuned into our like local communities, or like country country level even. But now it's like the whole world, and so many things happen in the world at once that it's like there's constantly events happening that we're kind of like plugged into. So it's like interesting to think about. But let me see the comments. So Lupin says, internet culture moves way faster than the larger culture of the society it's based in, because of how instantaneous everything is online and how short of an attention span people have these days. We just move on faster. Yes. Uh, I agree. Like that's another thing too, like the attention span of how that affects our attention span as well, with how like fast we're being fed information and knowledge on the internet. It seems like it's a good thing, but I think a lot of times like our our biological capacity to really like sit with something and absorb it is being like changed in a way, or like um yeah, like differentiating between like what was normally like a slower pace to like a hyper fast space, hyper fast, not space, but pace is what I mean. Michael says, 30 years old here. Generally, time is running faster the older I am, but there are times it runs extremely slow and extremely fast. So while real time runs the same, the personal time is oscillating. Yes, I'd say the internet culture moves so fast as well because of the number of people who become part of the culture. So the evolution of it is faster as well. I guess, yes. I agree with you. Like, it's so strange. Like, the concept of time is like really like it's very like malleable now and like more squishy, I guess, because like there's so many factors to how where like the concept of the passage of time has been like it's been like changing through different experiences, whether that's like on the internet or like through age, or like I don't know, like it's strange like that. But I agree with you, like internet culture is like I know like a lot of people say like it's not that serious, but I think it is. Like maybe it's because I noticed it from like growing up before the internet like really existed on a mass scale. I know it existed before, but like on a public, like in your household level of accessibility. And like growing up before that existed too, as it became to exist, and then seeing it now, and seeing how like I feel like there actually is a sort of internet culture that exists. So like what I mean by that is like because of all of us kind of being exposed to similar things on the internet, similar trending things, media, etc., I could understand um like American trends even though I'm living in Japan, or like I can understand like Canadian trends, or like trends in Europe, or trends and even trends in like the Middle East and things like that because of the internet. And so where I normally wouldn't have ever been connected to anything of like a country I live far from, because of the internet, like everything's kind of becoming more connected. And I think that's a good thing. But it's also very like disorientating because now it's like we're so connected that we're kind of like sharing a culture, but we have like our internet culture, and then we have like our physical culture of the place we live in. So that's also like strange a little bit in a lot of ways. And it's weird because internet culture doesn't feel like subculture anymore. Like a long time ago, it felt like subculture, but now it feels like more mainstream culture. So it's like a parallel culture between like the internet culture that we all kind of share and then like our like home countries or country of living culture. So, or like the country we're connected to cultures. So it's like, it's so like I can't describe it. I don't have the words to like really define this scenario or like this situation yet, but it's something I've been observing and I've been thinking about, and I wanted to talk like share about it on the stream today because I wanted to like get you guys perspectives and like just curious about it, like to open up the discussion because um like because of two things, because personally I want to talk about it, but also like how it relates to like, you know, like connection with kami-sama and connection with people around the world and like faith connections too. And like there's a lot of like intersecting topics on this big topic. So it's like especially prevalent because like I'm, you know, I'm on the live stream and like everyone here is from different country, different place, and we're all sharing together. So it's like extra relevant, you know, I guess that's what I've been thinking about. But let's see. So Lupin says the attention span issue is a deliberate result of tech companies trying to get us addicted to their apps' websites. The only way to get our attention span back is to get off of our devices. Ah, yes. That's true too, because like the more time you spend on the apps and like on your phone, and the more like clicks and stuff, the more ad revenue and the more like money they make. So it's beneficial for them to like have people on the phone, and so they like addictive um psychology is used for the apps and like the way they're like styled. For example, like when I go on Instagram and you click on a video or something, like once the video is over, it immediately goes to the next one. And like all the other apps copy that, like YouTube Shorts and TikTok and like I don't know what else. It's like it's all blurring together. But it's like, and I have to admit, like it's like sometimes I get lost in like a scroll like moment of like seeing all the funny videos. But it's really not good, especially if you're like on there for a long time. But yeah, it's like weird. Oh, hi, Vidim-san, welcome. Thank you for coming. We're just talking about like internet stuff now, like internet, like how the internet is kind of like affecting in our lives and like just thoughts about it. Michael says maybe the pace of the internet culture feels fast because the memes and news feel more important because more people are affected. Sorry. While in real life, they're just more like small village gossips. Ah, yes, yes, exactly. That too. Like it feels like like you said, like it feels like it feels like it has more weight because more people around the world are like interconnected to it. But yeah, like once you don't look at your phone or like your computer, um then you're just like it's like you can immediately distance from it rather than like if it's real life you can't immediately distance from it. So it's like a little bit strange, like it's very psychologically strange, the way like internet culture affects us. So I don't know, it's like I'm trying to think about like how to understand this situation. Lupin says short form content and autoplay plus the endless scrolling feature keep you connected for longer. It's the same tricks casinos use, but now it's in all of our tech. Oh, that's true. It is a lot like like gacha or like slots, you know, like just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and then it's like, you know, it's like that addictive cycle. And like I don't know, I'm not saying like we shouldn't use the internet, of course, because we're using the internet to connect right now. But I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like we're kind of like in a weird transitionary to just a transitory period of like how to balance out like real life, real culture, real connections with like the internet life, internet culture, internet connections. And it's very like the internet has been a long time here for a long time, but it's like it's evolved very drastically. in such a short time, and like the way our human biology can interact with this type of technology is very like that's also something to adapt to and like try to figure out what's most healthy and like balanced. So it's like a lot of things at once. Lupin says things seem to move much slower offline, and if you stay off for long enough, you'll find that you don't feel that constant sense of outrage or despair that you get from constantly being connected. Oh, absolutely. Like back in 20, I want to say 2020, no, like 2018, 2019, I was like terminally online. I was always online, always on social media, always reading the news, always getting involved in every little discourse and situation and like all of that. And it was so overwhelming. I think I literally went crazy a little bit. I'm not joking. Like I became so ungrounded and I became so like lost in like every little thing. And I realized how bad it was affecting me because I genuinely couldn't like engage with anything on a deeper level. I was just following like what everyone was saying. This is important. This is important. This is important. And I couldn't genuinely like connect with it, but I was like following it. And I think for real, like it made me a little bit insane and like ungrounded and like stressed out all the time. And I realized like how bad it was for like my health, my mental health, my physical health, my even my like personality was suffering from it. And I really didn't like that. So I had to like forcefully tell myself like this is not good. And so I stopped. And now I just use the internet for like little like during my break and stuff. I just like check cool posts like artworks. I really like to go online for art, and I like to go online for like like checking new like hobby stuff, but I don't get involved with like deeper issues. And I only don't do that because I know I'm gonna get like lost in the spiral like I was doing before. So I stay informed and I stay involved, but I don't like doom scroll, because like once I start doom scrolling, it's like it's over, right? So I I think I said this in a stream before, but I like intentionally try to connect with things and stay informed, but I don't like overwhelm myself with it because it just becomes too much. Lupin says the internet is awesome, and I think it is an incredible tool for fostering education, community, communication, etc. Corporations have ruined the internet by turning human interaction into a commodity. Oh yeah, that's such a big topic, but it's so true. Like that's kind of how I wanted to say like it went from like a subculture to like a culture because now we can't escape the internet from our real life. Like in the past, like 15 years ago, like the internet was kind of like a subculture, like a different space. But now it's like so intertwined with our real lives that like we can't escape it. So that's or something, but I'll be back soon. Hold on. Sorry, I just realized this. Oh, the internet disconnected. Wait, did it go down? Oh no. Okay, now it's back. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, wait, Lupin says I was literally just speaking with my wife about this issue a couple of days ago. I noticed that my relationship with my phone has gotten pretty toxic, and I find myself scrolling, even when I should be doing other things. Oh, looks like you're back. Oh, you got that. I'm back. But yeah, like it's crazy. Like it can get toxic really fast, and you can start scrolling without even thinking about it, and it becomes like scary because you can't like it's hard to like stop, when you're still going. Like I'm stating the obvious, but I just want to say like I relate to that feeling. Like it's scary if you don't have a mindfulness about it. Okay, also let me give me like 1 second again. I'll be back. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, be back. Wait. Come on. Just enjoy kami-sama and mitama-sama for a second. Sorry, okay, come on. Hi. Okay, hi, I'm back. Sorry. Oh my gosh, that wasn't a long time. Sorry, it's like rushing. But yes, so すいません for waiting. Thank you guys. Okay, so let me read Lupin San's comment. So, thank you so much. Sorry for that. That usually doesn't happen, but I'm like, wait. So Lupin says the issue is that our phones have become a catch-all device that now does all the things which used to be done by other devices. I can watch TV, listen to music, read, talk to others, etc. on my phone. No wonder I'm constantly using it. I guess so. Like it's for me too, right? Like I have to kind of like separate, like manually what I'm using and not using. So like for example, like like for my phone, right? It's like texting, calling, but I'll separate. So like sometimes I use chat, like Discord or like my personal Discord with my friends or like WhatsApp or something. But I kind of like limit it to communication. And then on the computer, like I focus on like work. So like sorry, the like Shinto Discord or like live streams or like, online work, like writing things, emails, things like that. And then like for like media and stuff, I'll use like my iPad. So it's kind of like it's the devices can do all the things on one, but I try to like separate it because even psychologically it kind of helps to like differentiate like this is the work one, this is the talk to your friends one, this is the media one. So it kind of like it helps a little bit, but it's still like sometimes like the connection you can do is like it just meshes it all up. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Michael. But basically I was thinking like what I wanted to say was so a lot of people know one of my favorite books is The Little Prince. And in that book there's a quote or there's like a part of it that I really like. And I kind of feel it relates both to the internet but also to like AI generated stuff. But basically like the little prince meets like a guy who's selling like a pill. And the pill, if you take the pill, it will like quench your thirst and you don't have to worry about drinking water the whole day. And the little prince says like something like, "Oh, that sounds convenient. How much time would I save in a day if I don't have to drink water, if I just take this pill?" And the guy is like, "Oh, but like by my calculations, I think you'll save about like 30 minutes a day if you take the pill. Like you can have 30 minutes." And the little prince is like, "Well, what am I gonna do with this 30 minutes? Like, what can I do it for?" And he's like, and the guy's like, "You can do whatever you want. You can like do more work or like draw a painting or do something with your time." And the little prince says, "If I had an extra 30 minutes in my day, I would want to walk towards fresh water and enjoy fresh water, like a drink of fresh water." And like what that means to me is that even though we do a lot of things or like people sell this thing to us where like you can save time, you can save time, you can save time, like AI generated art, like, oh, you can save time, you don't have to spend all that time drawing, or like chat gpt, you can save time, you can just type in what you want and it will output it, you can save time. But what I remember from the book is like, what's the point of saving time if all that happens is like what am I saving time for when I lose the value of what the time spent doing something valuable and precious is important rather than saving time to do something like meaningless or like more meaningless time to not or to do something more difficult or work more or something rather than enjoying the time you have to do something meaningful. So yeah, like it's hard work to draw a picture. Like you have to sketch out the idea of what you want, you have to take time to do the line art, you have to take time to paint it, and it does take a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, but that's the whole point of it. Because if I just used AI generated art and I saved all that time, um what am I going to use the extra time with? Like doom scrolling more? Like I don't I don't need the time to scroll more endless content. I would rather use the time to actually make artwork. Oh, and by Lupin, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you coming and commenting. Thank you so much. And Michael says, I have uninstalled Twitter from my phone, and since then, every morning, I can't wait to get up to my PC so I can scroll. Oh no, no, but I understand because it's like a habit, right? Like it's a habit that we get from, like, it's just like you have, like, there's this, for me, like, there's this sense, like, I have to wake up and check on everything and make sure that I'm checked up on everything, like I'm informed on everything. And that's kind of like what drives me to like, you gotta check my Twitter, check my Instagram, check my but I have to be careful not to scroll because I'll just keep doing it. And then I'm like, I just spent like 6 hours scrolling and I didn't do anything. But that's what I'm trying to like think about, like think about how to spend my time, not quantity of things I'm doing, but the quality of things I'm doing. So I think back to that quote from The Little Prince where it's like, oh yeah, like actually if I take a pill and I don't need to drink water all day, it sounds convenient, but why don't I just use that time to drink fresh water? Because it's more quality of life, like the quality of experience and life as it is, rather than saying I can save time to do what, to do more scrolling, to do more work. Like that's what I'm trying to like work towards, where it's like I don't use AI generated stuff at all. Like no. But sometimes like when I'm doing something that takes a lot of time and effort, I think to myself, "Oh my god, this is taking so long. I'm stressing out because I have to, like, I should get this done fast." And I'm like, "But wait, why am I like rushing myself and like feeling pressure?" And I realize it's because like on the internet, like on internet culture, everything moves so fast, like someone posts a new artwork like every single day or something, or like someone posts a new article on their Substack or their WordPress like every single day, or they like post something on Instagram like a new outfit like all the time, and I'm like, I'm so behind, I'm so like slow. That's how I start to feel. But I'm trying not to get like caught up in that, and I just try to go at my own speed, at my own pace. I'm trying to like, yeah. Maya says grown-ups are certainly very strange. No, it's kind of true though. Like it's weird like how you get kind of like stuck into this like loop, I guess. And I don't blame anybody because I've been in that loop. Like I have to keep posting, I have to stay relevant, I have to stay connected. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like that sort of weird feeling. But I'm trying to like stop that feeling. I'm trying to like work on this connection or this relationship I have with the internet and balance it more, both for my mental health, psychological health, and just like balancing it, because the reason it's important is because, and here's like the culminative point of this whole discussion, is because I feel like when I use the internet more, or like get lost in the online culture, I feel like I lose the connection with like my own local physical life. And it I don't connect to kami-sama as much. Like I'm always praying to kami-sama, but when I'm like, sometimes when I'm in that like internet space, like time will go so fast, and I realize I could have been using that time to like, go like make art or go outside or like pray to kami-sama, like as in like in the hiromai, like focused. And it's scary because I'm like, I spent all this time. I spent like 2 hours scrolling, and I could have used that 2 hours for something else. And I'm not trying to like guilt anybody or even guilt myself. It's just something I want to like something that came to me, that it came to me. I'm thinking about it, and I want to put it into practice, and I wanted to share it because I thought it was like a good, important thing that I was realizing. Like, I'm always scared of not having enough time, that I have to stay informed, I have to keep up with everything. But then I lose connection with myself and with like the things important to me, like art, like going outside or in nature, and with kamisama, and like really deeply connecting to kamisama, like spending like more time connecting to kamisama. And I realized like I need to really like try to balance this like fear of missing out, like FOMO, like fear of missing out, fear of being disconnected, fear of being left out of the culture, like fear of people thinking I don't care, like all these things. And they're important things. It's not just like mindless scrolling. It's like really important things to psychology and like human connection and all this stuff. But also like recognizing that these feelings are valid, like they have a root source that is not like it's very human, like wanting to connect to others, wanting to keep informed, wanting to keep in touch. But at the same time, because of the nature of how fast it is, from how much information is coming at the speed it's going, and how it makes time a little bit more warped, like it's like having to recognize that, and then finding a way to like balance it with everything else. And I guess for me, like the different devices is helping, but I have to like consciously try to break the habits and the fears of feeling disconnected, of feeling like irrelevant, or feeling like I'm not like doing as much as I can to stay like with everybody. And so it's like that feeling. Sorry. Vidim Sen says, Olivia Sensei, is there any way to refresh the look of Hinoki wood? I want to buy a Hasaku and table, but right now I can only afford a secondhand one, and most of them don't look very new or fresh. Oh no. So actually, this is a good question. I recently talked about this with like my friend who's like a little sister to me. She got a really old kamidana, like a 60-year-old, or no, sorry, it's older. I don't know. It was very old kamidana. And when she got it, it was like from an auction site. It was like dusty and like brown, and like it was really old. And she's like, "Is it like bad? Like is this like not good? Is it like do we have to burn it ritually? Is it too old?" Cuz she wanted to save it. And I said, "No, no, it's good." So you like basically like even though the hinoki looks old, here's the thing is like if you basically if you have like a towel like this, and you just keep rubbing the hinoki like this, um the natural oils of the hinoki will come out, and it will start to polish the hinoki to be really shiny. So it'll actually like become more like new and shinier because of the natural oils. It will never it can't go back to like the white wood. So like new hinoki is like white almost. It's like a really bright color. And then when it ages, it gets darker and darker and darker to almost like a black color. Um, but like the dark hinoki wood is considered like very noble too. Like it's like aged, like kind of like aged wine. Like it's very like noble, and like it's like a good feeling, So we try to like keep it as long as possible. But even if it's like a darker wood, you just have to like keep like going. Like don't. Sorry, I was doing this, but don't do that. You should go with the grain of the hinoki, and the more you and it just like the towel is dry. Like don't put water or any oil. Just keep doing that, and then the oils will come out, and it will coat the hinoki with the oil, and it'll become really, really shiny and nice. So I'll show you. Maybe I can show you a picture. Maybe you've seen it in the Konko server, but it's like the old kamidana, and it's like shiny now, even though the wood is really dark, and it's really really pretty. And so if you want to get secondhand stuff, as long as it's not like cracked anywhere, it's still good. It's just a little bit browner. I would recommend you get it because it's actually really good quality. Just it needs a little TLC. So like a time. What is TLC? I forgot. Time, love, and care. I don't know, but basically just take like uh just wipe it down and it should be shinier. So I recommend, if you can, like if it's not too expensive, to get the older hinoki wood. Like this hinoki is like for the shrine, it's like almost 100 years old. But you can see it's like still pretty shiny because we keep wiping it down, and it becomes shinier from that care. But unfortunately, a lot of stuff on the auction sites, like nobody really like is caring for them. They just keep it in the storage, or they got it, or they collected it from in someone's storage. So it's like it's like that. Oh, but yeah. Oh, Alex says you're not doing enough. Did you? No, no, thank you. But no, but honestly though, like the feeling is like I get stressed. Like I feel like I'm fear of missing out. It's very FOMO. But yeah, I I actually did hit my head on my birthday. I was taking out the garbage, and I went to lean down to pick up the bag, and I hit my head on the wall. So actually, I did hit my head, but I'm okay though. But it was funny. But yeah, so Vadim says, I also kind of hate the color difference. There's a slight color difference in my sambo trays and it gets me off. But thank you for the advice. I didn't know about the oils. Oh no. Like what do you mean by color difference? Because like sometimes it can happen naturally, but unfortunately there's no way to fix the situation. But again, like if you like keep with the white towel, it should be a towel too, because towels have that little like texture, on them, like the towely texture, and that kind of is abrasive but gentle enough to get the oils out. So it's really good. Oh, and sorry, one more thing is that the towel you use for the sacred items, like kamidana sambo, should just be for those sacred items. Like it should be like kami-sama's towel, not like don't use it for anything else. Traditionally speaking, that's the best way. But yeah, it's like really good just to use that. Um I'm trying to think, like I don't know. I don't know if I have anything here, but it's okay. Maybe next time I'll show like on stream like like uh how to refresh a hinoki sambo or hasaku. It's not complicated, but maybe it helps to see how to get it done. But yeah, that's why like a lot of people recommend you don't put like wood finish on kamidana or sambo or anything, because the wood finish will like seal the oils, and it will protect the wood. But hinoki is really good for like it's self protectant. It's kind of like I don't know, hair oil, I guess. Like how oil comes out of your scalp, and it makes your hair like protected. It's kind of similar, but it's with wood. It's kind of strange, but it's really good. I think that's why it's like a sacred wood and stuff. Redeem San says, like one of my sambo is newer, so brighter than the others. I don't think you can see in photos, but looking closer in real life, I can see the difference. Oh no, yeah, that one is shogunai. Like it can't be helped. Even here in the shrine, like there's newer sambo and older sambo, and it's like it can't be helped. Like they just are all different. Even if you buy them all at the same time, they like age differently. They're like people. They like all age differently, and they all have different patterns, and it's shogunai. So yeah, but it is nice. I love the new hinoki. Like the smell is so nice, and it's like fresh and it's good. But I like the old hinoki too because it's like a little more noble, a little more aged. Um, Alex's hard hat for your birthday. Yes. Oh, I need a birthday. It's like a birthday hat, but it's like a helmet version of it. It'd be funny. Williamson says, I love to buy a new Haskuan, but there's almost no only stores providing them, and especially providing by affordable price. Yes, exactly. Um, being if you, yeah, no, it's hard. Unfortunately, like a lot of the shrine items, like Shingu, they the Hasaku is very like simple. Like you know what I mean? Like it's it's very straightforward. Like the one rectangular top and then the rectangular legs, like the four pillars, top, bottom is done, right? But the problem is like the shrine carpenter Hasaku, um they do it it's like all handmade. It's the highest quality wood, and it's done with the traditional architecture where like if there's an earthquake, the hasaku will shake and it will be like flexible so it doesn't fall down. So there's a lot of like intricate woodworking, high quality wood, handcrafted, best pick of the wood. So it's like it looks very simple, but it's so expensive, like a brand new one. I don't know the prices you saw, but like for like these, like this size, like in the shrine, if you wanted to get a new one, it's like it'll probably cost like I don't know 300,000 yen, which is like $3,000 for like one Hasoku, and it's very expensive. So it's like yeah, like it's just too much. Like it's so like I understand because they'll last forever too. Like they'll last like years and decades, but it's really difficult to afford new Hasoku. So every time like something happens to one of these ones, like I think the other day, like I dropped a strawberry on the Hasoku and it made like a little strawberry like pink stain, and I was like panicking because I'm like, oh my god, like it's gonna be. But actually the hinoki oil would like remove the stain. Like the oil came up out of the wood and then the stain was on top of the oil, and I just wiped it and it went away. So I was like, thank you, Kami-sama. Like I was so scared. So that's good, but because of this like factor, they will age differently. They will get darker. So it's like a pros and the cons of the hinoki. And one really good thing is that it's like termites don't eat hinoki. So like bugs and termites, they hate the smell. So that's good. Even if a really old hinoki, like in the shrine here, the termites just they won't bite the wood, so that's good. But it will like stain over time. Oh my gosh, Vadim says, no, I'm not even trying to look for shrine size one. Once I checked and it traumatized me. Oh no, what did you see? Like I'm assuming you mean like a little like maybe this high, like about like yay high little like tray for your table. If I if like about do you remember how much it was? Like oh my goodness. Because I know like the little kamidana ones, they're not like really bad, but they're also not like made in the traditional way. They're like glued together. So it's like, it's not the same. But yeah, with the architecture and everything, or not architecture, carpentry, sorry, the carpentry of them, they can get really expensive. Even sanbo, like the trays with the holes in them, um, like for a medium sized one, it was like 5,000 yen, 7,000 yen for one. And it's like, oh my gosh. It's like, oh my god, it's so expensive. I honestly think like the gold plated like Catholic Church like implements are cheaper sometimes than like Shinto, like not Shinto, but like shrine items, like like the traditional like Aeon era stuff. Like it's so expensive. That's why like people are like, oh, shrines make a lot of money. Like, why don't they have like why do they always ask for more donations? And it's like, no, because to repair something in a shrine or to replace something in a shrine, it can easily get up to like a mortgage, like 300,000, like 300K USD for like a repair. And it's like, is so expensive. Not here, thankfully, but I mean, like, those big, like really, really big shrines, like Fushimi Inari Taisha or Issei Jingu, like you need like a specialized carpenter. It can get so expensive so fast, because there's just not a lot of shrine carpenters in Japan, and so that like specialized knowledge is kind of what you're paying for, because not everyone can do that like traditional style and then like not ruin the original. So it's like very, very difficult to manage. Thankfully here it's not too bad. Like we don't, knock on wood, like I don't want the shrine to collapse, but like thankfully here there's like everything's pretty taken care of, and like everything's mostly like indoors too. So there's not really any exposure to the elements or things like that. But that's also why like our shrine here, there's kind of like this like metal, like um like the front of the shrine is like white metal, like aluminum plating things. And it used to actually all be like exposed hinoki, like you usually see at a jinja or something. But because we live by like 20 minutes from the ocean, there's so much saltwater air that it damages the shrine faster, like the wood faster. So eventually it's just like, and it's like way too expensive to like rebuild the shrine from scratch. So like at one point in the generations, they like put the metal coverage on the shrine just to like make sure it's like it can last a longer time. Because even our roof is like metal. I don't know the material, but we renewed it like 5 years ago, and it's already like rusting because of the sea air. And I'm like, oh my god. So we have to like repaint it and like refix, like sand it down and like paint it over because of the sea air here. And actually, there's a lot of shrines in Yokosuka that have that. Even the Shinmei one, like near us, like the one to Amaterasu Mikami, it's actually made out of concrete for the same reason. Like it's concrete because it like the hinoki wood is just so difficult to like maintain by the ocean. Like it'll last, but it's just very like you need to repair it a lot, and it's like a lot of maintenance and a lot of money. It's like taihen. So a lot of shrines around here are like concrete or metal, like metal material, and a lot of modern shrines too, like like renovated ones. They're using concrete more because, first of all, sustainability. Because like cutting down the hinoki trees over and over is kind of like they have to grow them again and cut them down again, and it kind of affecting the forest spaces. So there's that side to it too, sustainability. But also it's just easier to maintain like the building itself, through the elements, through rains, through winds, through damages, even from people like scraping the wood. Sometimes people scrape the hinoki off shrines because they think it'll bring them good luck, but it just causes problems financially. So like the concrete outer side fixes the problem, but the inside, like the Goshinzan, like the Kami-sama's altar, is always like hinoki. So, you know, it makes it easier. Actually, there's an Inari Kyokai near us too, and you can't tell because like it's hard to tell because the outside is just like an apartment building like this, and it's like a square concrete apartment building, but in front of it's like a tori, and it's like a Fushimi Inari Taisha Kyokai, like a teaching place, like a Ko group's shrine. And the outside doesn't look like a shrine at all, but except for the tori. But once you go inside, it's like here, or like any other haiden with the hinoki wood and like the altar and the shrine doors, and it's very beautiful. So that's like a very practical, modern way to like maintain the shrine amid the rising costs of like the carpenters, the materials, sustainability, and it doesn't make it any less like legitimate. It just is more practical, especially for the outside of a shrine. Okay, so Redeem-san says, yes, I'm trying to look for like 30 centimeters height at least. Since I have Kane no Kami scroll, I want to use it for worship. But it requires a different setup with Hasaku and Kamidana is too high for scroll. Oh, I see. I see what you mean, yes. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, once it gets to like beyond the Kamidana size, it becomes expensive. Becomes takai. But if you can get the cheaper one on like the auction, I think it'll be really good. I would mail you one, but I feel like I don't know if we have one, and it might get it might get um like all of the ones here are like pretty old that we have in storage. So I'm like, I think the auction ones probably be better quality because we can't even use these ones for like the shrine because they're just so old and they're getting like they have like little cracks in them and it's like oh no, so they're just in the storage room until we can like I don't know what we'll do with them, but we'll find something for them. But yeah, it's just too much. But hopefully you can find a nice one on the auction sites or like on Mercari or secondhand. It'll be a nice addition for the scroll. It'll be really good. So I hope. Maybe did you check Okamoto? Or I know they're expensive, but maybe they can like work with you because I think they do custom and like that sounds more expensive, but I think it's because it's like in-house carpenter. Like and maybe they can have a more reasonable cost. Maybe unless you did check Okamoto and I'm just like it's actually expensive. So I'm not sure, but yeah, because maybe they can. I'm like I'm tempted to check, but I'm like no, it's okay. I'll check later. I'll check later. But it'll be good. But yeah, just like the reality of running worship hall with the traditional like AN era things is so expensive. Even the shozoku, like the uniform, that's also expensive. So, like to get like a brand new uniform, like the new hakama, new hakui, new juban, new joe, new shaku or like hyogi, new eboshi, like the whole set can easily cost you like $10,000 USD, or like 100,000 yen. So it's like really expensive, just for the shozaku, and you can't like you have to like be careful because it depends on the material. Like if it's real silk, you can't like you have to take it to a specialist. You can't dry clean it, you can't hand wash it. Like it has to be a whole thing done to like make it nice again. And I don't actually know. I don't try to get the silk one. I just have the polyester version because I'm scared. One time I got makeup on my shozaku because I had to like wear foundation to like cover up like a little thing, and a little bit spilled on my shozaku, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I had to hand wash it in like a bucket, and it was a whole thing. So it's like it's expensive and it's difficult to clean, and you have to be careful. And if it rips, you have to sew it by hand. And if something happens, you have to take it to a specialist. And so that's a cost. And then the shrine implements are a cost because everything is very, very expensive, handmade. They last a long time, but they cost a lot up front. So like everything is just like it adds up. So if anyone is interested in working in a kyokai or volunteering in a kyokai in Konko Kyo or another jinja, yeah, it's like like everything is scary to work with because it costs so much money and you don't want to like damage anything or especially in this economy. Like I'm not gonna lie, like this economy where like it's hard to even afford groceries, it's extra difficult to make sure everything's taken care of. So but yeah, but I guess going back to the topic of like the internet stuff and connecting, I wanted to connect that thread and talk about a little bit about today. So long story short, I met my friend, one of my friends, a longtime friend, for the first time in person. And, we talked about a lot of stuff and we connected. It was really nice to meet them. Um, and then by the end of the day, we went to this place called Jogashima, which is like kind of like rugged, like island. Well, not island. It is an island, but like the part we went to is like on the coast, and there's a lot of like jagged rocks and like rock formations, and it's really beautiful. And that was the first time I'd really kind of, not the first time, but like first time in a while I've really gone on like a nature like hike, like deeper into nature. Because when a lot of my other friends visit, I like everyone wants to do like, Japan stuff, like go to Tokyo, go to Yokohama, like get merch or something. So, and I don't want to like, and that's good. That's really, really fun. But like I know that like going into nature, like in the in like the hike or something in like the woods, it's not always like good because it's a little bit dangerous. There's not a lot of people around. There's like it's rural. There's no cars. There's buses, but again, like if you need to get something or like get home, it's gonna take like for me, it took me like an hour to get back home from there to Yokosuka. So it's a little bit like, it's not like it's a little bit risky to go to nature, like out in nature. But the friend I was with, like she's very experienced with like going into woods and going into nature. So I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go. Like I think it'll be really fun." And it was my first time kind of really like going out into somewhere really more natural cuz I go to like parks or like little Cohen, like parks as in like, flower gardens or like man-made parks, I haven't been out into like actual nature for a while. So it was my first time in a while and it was so nice and it was so healing. And it was close to sunset because we had to leave a little bit later, but I liked it. I liked that the sun was setting and we tried to see the sunset, but it was cloudy, so it didn't work. But I loved it so much, and it was like there was like a nice breeze, and like everything felt more real and more like I was able to connect more to the nature around. And I think in those places I feel Kamisama like the easiest for me. Like not the closest because I feel like Kamisama can be close anywhere, but the easiest, like the less distractions or the less like not distractions, the less like external stimuli, like so many things happening or like things to look at. But in the forest, in like nature, it's kind of more harmonized. So it's easier for me to feel kamisama like in those spaces where it's more like the earth and nature has formed the space rather than humans have formed the space. So it's easier for me to connect to kamisama in those spaces, even though I'm not saying like human made spaces are not like connected to kamisama, or they're not divine, because they are in their own way, because humans are also connected. But just like humans can also be like uh you know not always connected to kamisama, so like it's very much like, this is this person's space that they made and this is this person's space that they made. Are there's these products and these like advertisements and all this stuff is going on, and it's like you want to take time to look at everything but you can't because there's so many things. But in nature it's like everything's kind of more like there's this flower and there's this plant and there's this tree, but it kind of all harmonizes easier for me personally. I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of feel that like harmonization, that balance more, so I can feel closer or easier, connect easier to kamisama in those spaces. So it was nice to go out there. And there was a part down on Jogashima where like it stops being stairs and it starts being, there's a little piece where it's like rock and you have to like slide down the rock a bit and like go down, and like you might trip and die, but it's okay. but but I really liked it. Like I don't know, it was like it felt like I was home, like it felt like I was in my element. And it didn't seem like it because I'm wearing like a purple dress with like frills and like my bag with my charms and all this stuff. But I was used to hiking in like heels in Toronto. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I like to dress up, but I also like to go hiking in the woods, and that's just how it happened. But I didn't hike in heels this time. I wore like my shoes. They're like cute, but they have like a proper sneaker like base. So it like has like, I don't know how to explain it. Like those like grip, like the like it's like non-slip base. Like it's not smooth. It will like hit the ground so you don't slip. Like it's that kind of thing. So it was much easier. But it was nice to actually like go out there and see everything and like feel nature and the whole day because I was talking to my friend and like reconnecting with her. I didn't have to like check my phone or anything. So it was just kind of like in nature and like with my friend, and it kind of like it was very like grounding. Um, to kind of like because day to day life you're always like online in some capacity. For me, to either work or like to talk to friends or things like that, and that's okay. Like I'm not saying that's bad, but that's what I mean. Going back to the topic is like I should make time to balance between talking and doing things on the internet, which I love, but also taking the time to go out into these more natural spots and rugged spots because I hadn't done that in like, I want to say like, I want to be like, I want to look cooler and say like it's only been a few months, but actually it was probably like a year, almost 2 years. And it's so bad. And I'm like, what? Like time went by so fast, but I should make time to go out, even on my own time. Just go and like walk out, like by myself, even just go, And like most of my friends are asleep anyway during the day. So instead of just like, scrolling during the day, I should go out into rugged nature. Yeah, no, Michael, you say yikes, but it's hard in Japan. Like there's not a lot of like green space here. Like I have to go out an hour into Jogashima to like find like an actual rugged space. I've touched grass. Like I've touched grass in the 2 years. Like I've been to parks and I've been to farm like on the bike on the motorcycle, and I've been in like little like parkettes and things like that, but like actual untouched nature to an extent. I haven't actually gone out because it's just Japan is very like, at least in my area, because it's not that rural. It's like city, 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 and you're like in the city, and then once you're in the city, there's no like all the forests are on the mountain, and generally speaking, you're not allowed to just like roam up in the mountains. I would if I could, but you're not like there's fences and stuff. So it's a little bit like disappointing like that. Because in Toronto, like even in Toronto, I could like just walk down into the valley anytime and I'm like in nature. Like there's a lot of natural green space. But in Japan, a lot of the forests and nature is up on like fenced mountains or like fenced paths. And you have to go on like a specific trail, and that trail is very like human paved. So it's like it's not the same, at least in my area. Like I know in Okayama it was different because when I lived in Okayama it's more rural. So I would just walk into the rice fields, like walk into the mountains anytime. But like Yokosuka, Yokohama, Tokyo, it's like very um segregated. And like I know shrines are usually in forests, but the forests that shrines are in here are like, parks. Like they're like man-made parks. So like, there's like a pathway, and the trees are like not native trees. They're like, planted trees like cherry blossoms or um like sakaki or something. There's not really like that wild natural more feeling. So it's difficult to actually have the space here to like just go out and walk somewhere, which is kind of sad, but sure, that's just how it is. And anywhere that's more like natural is again like I have to take a bus like an hour commute. So it's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And yeah, that's like I need to like have that's why I was so sad because there was like they tore down a big building and I thought it was gonna be a park. I'm like, finally more like green space. Like I know it's gonna be a park, but maybe that's okay. Like, some trees. But it's gonna turn into a giant condominium with shops, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. This is fine. Like it's okay. I accept it. No, but no. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Sorry. Let me read the comments. So sorry, Vadim. I kind of went off, but Vadim says, at this point, to be honest, I would have anything, especially if a big size one. There are many hasaku available at auctions, and they usually sell it quickly, so I don't even have time to consider buying. Oh no. Well, I'll pray to Kami-sama the right hasaku finds you. And good timing, good connection, the right hasaku will go home to you, and good price too. So I'll pray to Kami-sama you can find something good, and I'll check our storage just in case. Maybe there's something I can send. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to think, but maybe there's something. But I'll be praying to Kami-sama you can get something good. Yeah, Michael says, yeah, that's why I don't feel very good in Tokyo area. Yeah, Tokyo is really is intense. There's Meiji Jingu and there's like the big forest around Meiji Jingu and I love that forest, but again, right? Like you can only walk on the pathway to the shrine. You can't like run into the woods and like go exploring in the woods. Sometimes I want to do that when I go to Meiji Jingu. I see like the river and I'm like I want to like hop the fence and like run into the woods, but I can't. So it's very like fenced off and like very like controlled, where you can and cannot go. So it's like I miss that. Because in Toronto there was like you could just like literally like walk into the woods and like nobody would stop you. And I would meet like deer and like other animals just like walking into the woods and it would be so nice. But here in Japan, you can't do that unless you're like very rural, like Okayama. Like when I was in Okayama or like Shimane or um yeah, those two places for me. I think maybe Hokkaido too is a little bit like that. But I miss that in Okayama. I would just like go off into the woods and like enjoy that. So I miss that. But at least I know here in Yokosuka, I can just now I'm like, okay, now I did this today, so, like, Olivia just like I tell myself, like, "Olivia, just someday, just take the bus and go to Jogashima and just, like, enjoy the nature there." I'm like, "Yes, I should do that." But yeah, Alex says, "I have to get you back over here again at some point." Oh, yes, I would love to go again to I don't know if I could say on stream, but, like, where you live is so beautiful and so many, like, beautiful hills and, like, nature. And I felt so happy because you could just go and to explore, and it was so good. And I really missed that. Like, it's like again, not to say bad about Yokosuka. I love Yokosuka, but it's very hard to just like be able to just like run into the woods. And maybe that sounds crazy, but I don't know. I've always like needed that for me. Like I've just needed to kind of go out into like not on a trail, like just into the woods. But there's the thing, so I was talking about this to another friend, and I was saying, like, for me, though, I can go, like, anywhere, like, I've been anywhere, like, I've been hiking in the woods at, like, nighttime, like, darkness, like, I couldn't see the hand in front of my face, darkness. I've been hiking in, like, heels in the woods, like 3 hours, 4 hours walking, wandering in the forest because I don't know, that's just how I like that. So I've been in really weird or, like, intense natural situations, but I never felt scared about it, because I always felt like if I'm called to that place, it's kind of like an invitation, like, I'm being invited to go, I'm being allowed to go. So that's why when I do go, I feel like it's okay. like I'm allowed to be here, like I'm invited here. And even if I'm going to like crazy parts of the forest and like getting lost and like it's nighttime and all this stuff, I don't ever feel like scared because I feel like it's okay for me to be there. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think it's not even like I hear a voice telling me it's okay. It's not like that. It's just like you feel like a pull to a specific location and you feel like if you go there it'll be something good that will happen. So you kind of like feel pulled to go there and like invited to go there. So like that sounds kind of crazy. I'm not like it's not like the fae or something like tricking me to go to the woods to get spirited away. It's not like that. It's just like I don't know, an invitation to connect to that space, to that place. Oh, hi Lupin, welcome back. Hello. But yeah, it's kind of like that. So I don't ever feel like scared when I have that like permission, I guess, that invitation. And I've even been out in the woods at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, like that sort of thing. um, but if I don't feel invited to a place or like I don't have permission to go, I just don't try to go because I feel like something bad will happen to me if I try to like force my way there. So I don't do that. So it's I don't know, it's like it's kind of like, when you're invited to someone's house and they're like ready to host you and it's like a good time, it's like expected, it's like nice and it's like okay, we're connecting, right? We're communicating. But if I show up to someone's house unannounced and maybe there's like something going on in the house and I'm going to like insult the person because I didn't respect them to ask them to come over. I know in some cultures it's good to come over unexpected, but like I'm just saying like, in the general culture of like to be invited somewhere, um like it's kind of feels like that, so I don't try to like just go to like when I don't feel the call or the pull to go. And I mean that for like deeper, like not human places, like not the trails or like the parks or whatever, but like an actual wild space. If I don't feel like I should be there, then I just don't try to go because I feel like I don't know, I might get lost, I might get like something bad will happen. So I don't try to do that. And I've I've had situations that have been bad. But wait, I'll tell this really funny story that I love telling, but but I'll read the comments first. Wait. But yeah, but just before that, just like for me, like the scariest thing in the woods is actually meeting another person. Like another person who's like has like bad intentions that is more scary to me than like a bear or like a wild boar. Cause like animals are very they have like you can have an understanding with them. Like um like basically they know that you're like a guest. So but they just want you to stay away and you want them to stay away. So there's kind of this like understanding. It's very like, animals are more instinctual, they're more straightforward, they're more honest and direct. But a human, you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they're thinking about or what their plan is or what their concept is. You don't know, right? That fear of the unknown, unexpected is very scary. And humans are capable of scarier things because like I think like a bear will just kill me and eat me. Maybe bears don't eat people like unlike polar bears do, but it'll just get mauled to death. It's okay. But um yeah, oh sorry, yeah, it's unsafe to walk on. That's just my thing, but sorry, let me for legal reasons, like for disclaimer, like don't walk alone in the woods if you're not like just don't. I don't recommend it. It's just like my thing. I'm trying to explain my situation personally, but generally speaking, don't walk alone in the woods because there's scary people, there's scary animals. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Even if there's nothing dangerous in the woods, you can just trip and fall and then no one's there and you'll just die. So just don't go in the woods alone. Like go with people, go don't be like me. Basically, don't be me. Don't be me. Just go with following all the rules going into the woods. But yeah, so Michael says, I wanted to suggest a trip to Mount Mitake when I went from Tokyo the last time I've been there. Didn't realize it's been more than an hour to just get to Shinjuku for you. Yes, yes. Mitake-san, it's like 3 hours away from me. So I want to go, but I need the time to like plan it, and I would want to stay overnight there too. So it's a lot of things. Oh my god, Michael says he rather eat a bear than a man. We're trying to first off the street. No, no. I it like no. Like, for me, it's just like I rather meet neither of them in the woods. I don't want to meet a bear in the woods, and I don't want to meet a man in the woods that I don't know. Um, just because it's scary at night and there's like so many things happening. But don't be me anyway. Don't be Olivia. Don't be Olivia in terms of the woods. That's just my weird thing that I do sometimes. But it's just don't do that. But oh, Michael, I didn't see your comment. My wife has the same sense of where to go in nature and where not to, but sometimes she's able to communicate with the nature, so we'll be tolerated. Oh, yes, that's so good. I'm so glad. Yeah, your wife knows. Like she knows the connection. You know, it's very interesting how that happens. And I think it depends on the region too. I don't know. There's a lot of factors. You know, there's a lot of factors to going out in nature and like the relationship between nature and people. And I think for me, I guess like I feel like there's a consciousness in everything. So, I might be have a connection with one forest, but I don't have a connection with like another forest. And I always joke to my friends like if I went to like Southeast Asia, like I'm pretty sure the forest there would like just like I would get lost and like die immediately because like I feel like it's just like that's like hard mode. Like I have to be a tougher person to connect with like the tropical like rainforest. They're like way more severe and like way more like you need a tougher personality to like connect to like rainforests and like deeper jungles. There's like a lot going on in that ecosystem. So, it's different everywhere, right? Like so it's not like I'm not saying like it's like all the same, but like for me, like in Canada and Japan, it's like that for me. But it's not like that for everyone. So just like, just follow the usual rules of discretion. But yeah, don't be me. Lupin says, I definitely get that feeling about going to the woods. As a kid, I spent a lot of my free time exploring the woods around my neighborhood, and I definitely get that feeling sometimes like a calling. Oh, Max says, my job is literally going to nature alone. Yes. Oh no, yes, yes. It's so good. It's so good. Lupin says, it definitely feels like a spiritual connection. Yeah, like honestly, like for me, it's just a matter of like, it's like if it was people or like humans connection, like a consciousness to consciousness connection, like communication, but not in the sense of like a human to human. It's just like a relationship, I guess. So, it's not like I'm gonna be like friends with every single forest, but if I'm like invited to make a connection, it's possible. You just have to like I don't know how to explain it, but it's it's something unexplainable. But I think you guys know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, no. But see, for me, like I grew up in Canada, so like interacting with forests and woods, like I know it was Toronto, but Toronto has a lot of wildlife and a lot of natural spaces, especially the more north you go into the city. So I kind of grew up with like, what to do around bears, what to do around deer, what to do if you see coyotes, wolves, etc. So I kind of grew up with that. So like I'm not saying like I'm just a random city girl like I'm going into the woods and meet the elves and fairies like la la la. Like I'm not saying that cuz like I actually do have knowledge from my upbringing in like Canada and like there's a lot of wilderness and how to interact with animals, how to make yourself known in the forest, all these things that are really important. So like definitely go unprepared, and also follow the trails and don't be me and go off the trails. But it really like it's just like there's no really like one specific like answer to connecting with nature and forest. It's very complicated. It depends on where you are. Lupin says, I also grew up with the scouts, so at least I had a better idea of what I was doing in the woods than any of my friends who were there with me. Ah, yes, yes. Exactly. You have to know what you're doing. Because that's also part of the relationship, that's part of the right relationship. Because it's like respecting the space and following the rules of the space and the wild space and the wild culture. I don't know how to explain it, but like Mother Nature's laws and the rules of the forest, you have to follow it. So that's really important too. And like, there's a lot of things that we talk about, like don't disturb things in the forest, like don't like pluck up plants, and like don't like, try to make it like you untread, like don't tread on certain spaces. Like sometimes I'd go into the woods, for example, and I'd come across this one spot, and it would be like it seemed like a special spot. Like there was like different flowers growing there and different plants. Cause like the inside of the woods, outside of the trails, like dead leaves and like, like old grass, and like it was not a trail, but it was like just crunch 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 walking on the leaves. But then there was this one space that was like all green, and it was like it looked special, and I was like, definitely not gonna walk there because that feels like not like you don't go there. It just feels like that. So there's situations like that too that you just kind of like no, like don't touch that. So I don't know. It's like half human knowledge, half consciousness relation, half spiritual, half um just empathy, respect for a space. It's like a lot of things at once. Vidinsa says forests here in Southeast Asia are generally terrifying, especially when you know some of the local folklore. Like, no, thank you. No, same. I had never been to Southeast Asia, but I already know if I tried to like go into the woods, like I would get bodied, like I would die immediately because like they don't like there's no like it's you have to be like tough, or like you have to be there for a reason. Like you cannot just go into the woods in Southeast Asia because it's like no, it's similar like that in like South America. Like I wouldn't go into the Amazon rainforest like unless I had a really important reason to go, because that is also a place where it's like it's powerful. Like it's ancient, it's powerful, it's alive. Like there's so much happening there. And it's like if unless you're like a human that's like meant to be there, like just don't like don't even try. Like I don't even if I had a guided tour, like no, I'm not going. I'm not going because I know I'm too like much of a wimp, like weak, like I cannot, like it's too like I have so much reverence for like the Southeast Asia forest and like South American forest, like the jungles and the tropical spaces. Like I just like I have so much reverence for it and like so much respect, and like it's so ancient and so alive. I'm like I don't want like if I feel like I'm gonna dirty it. Like it's like I'm not like there yet. Like I can't. Like I don't know. It's different like that. It's not like I don't have respect for the Canadian ones or the Japanese ones, but I feel like it's okay if I go there, but like not there. It's like different. It's different. I don't know. I can't explain it. Again, it's one of those things you can't explain. It's just you have to like it's like innate. So I don't know how to explain. But yeah, the folklore there is like crazy too. Like a lot of my friends growing up are from the Philippines themselves. Like they were born and raised there and then they came to Canada. And I heard so many stories about the folklore and like Filipino like jungles and forests. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like we have a joke where like if someone doesn't believe in spirits, just take them to Southeast Asia and they're gonna start believing in spirits because like so much stuff happens out there. So it's like no, like you don't mess with that. You don't mess with that. There's a guy on Instagram and he like goes into North American forest and he shouts like skinwalker or something. Like I don't know if it's bad to say. It's I don't because I know the actual like knowledge behind it's not a cryptid, it's like a part of like like Native Canadian culture too, where it's like it's a different word, but it's like in Inuit culture, it's like inkwell, and it's like a person that like is like driven by greed and like they're kind of like hollow. And so anyway, it's like a long, deep lore, but it's not like a cryptid. And there's a guy that like screams the thing in force, and he's like, "Look, it doesn't exist," blah blah blah, and he's like laughing about it. It's like so irreverent, and I'm just like, I like him to. I like to see him try that in like Southeast Asia. Like he would not last. Like it would be over. So it's crazy, you know. Like, I don't know. That guy is so irreverent. Every time I see him on my Instagram, I'm like, this guy again. Like, oh my gosh. Sorry, there's so many comments. Uh, so Lupin says 2 days ago I started reading Nature by Ralph Waldo Emerson and Walden by Henry David Thoreau. If you haven't read these yet, I think maybe you should. Feels like Kami-sama's work today. Oh, thank you. Wait, I'm gonna copy this because I never read them. I would like to read them though. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Wait, I'm gonna copy this. Copy and put it in a notepad. Thank you so much. I'm gonna check them out for sure. Okay, thank you. So Michael says, Japanese hike trails are also weird. Most of the locals tell me not to go there because it's super dangerous. And then it's something like a Czech person would not even consider a trail. Yes, yes. Or there are places where the trail was destroyed by a volcano and literally does not exist anymore. And you never know beforehand. Hiking in Japan is so much fun. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, no, it's true. The trails here, they're so, like the actual trails, they're pretty straightforward, you know, like they're pretty safe. They're pretty like wide paved. They have a little bit of a fence. At least the ones I've been to. Um, they're not too crazy, like compared to, you know, at least in Toronto too. It's not like that. It was not that like nice. So yeah, I don't know. Lupin says, I remember being the weird kid for acting like that around my friends, Olivia Sensei. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, but I know what you mean. I was bullied and I was like the weird kid back then too. Respect for nature is depressingly lacking in many people. So much. So much. Like they're like, LOL, you talk to trees. I'm like, I don't actually use my human voice to talk to trees. I just like feel a connection with them. Like I don't like why are you being weird about it? Like why like and I'm like, why is it bad to want to connect to the things that allow us to survive? Like without for trees and nature, like we wouldn't be able to survive. So I'm like, why is this like weird to you? It should be normal. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know. But yeah. um I live in, you know what, you know how I'm talking about, that weird guy in the woods. He's like, I'm playing music in the woods and I'm just yelling blah blah blah. And it's like he doesn't even understand the deeper lore of like why this like myth, like not myth, like this oral tradition exists about this type of thing. And it's like it's just it's okay though. It's just a shogun. It can't be helped. Yeah, Libet says, I think that's a trend, people challenging indigenous beliefs like that. Yeah, it's just so like it's so dumb because like they don't even understand the like actual origins and like meanings of these like traditions and beliefs. Like they just think it's like superstition or like Mothman. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like deeper. And I only even know like a little bit just from growing up in Canada, like hearing all the different like there's different nations and they have their own stories and their own traditions and their own understandings of like the nature around us, like especially like Lake Ontario and Hudson Bay and like all these different spaces. And the stories and mythology behind them is like very deep and it's like connected to the land itself. And like people just misunderstand it as like superstition as in like Bigfoot or something, or like Mothman, or like these like very like shallow kind of like urban legends. And I'm like, it's not urban legend, it's like it's actually deeper tradition and religion in some cases, and it's just like taken frivolously, and it really bothers me. Even though I don't actually like I don't really have the authority or like the connection to be able to speak on these traditions or knowledges, because I only heard them here and there from like friends and like experiences. So I'm like only a third person. Like I've only heard of it. Like even me, like I'm a learner of it. I'm not a teacher of it. So that's why I don't talk about it. But it bothers me because I learned what I learned and then I see people treating it so like disrespectfully and so rude and it really bothers me. But I just like I try it. Like sometimes I comment, I'm like, this is like you don't understand what this is. And but obviously he's not gonna stop because it gets clicks and stuff. But I hopefully one day he learns. But oh yes, being the weird kid is always the best choice. Yes. Yes, exactly. Like I don't know. It was hard. It was hard back then, but I'm happier now because I find the connection with you guys. So it's like we found our people, So it's good. It's good. Um, Olivia says those books were published in the early to mid 1800s, so the style and language might take some getting used to. Oh, thank you. No, but I love those old books, like those old Victorian era, like very classy, not classy. I don't know how to explain it. Classic. That's what I mean. Classic style of writing, the classic literature. I like that a lot. So yeah, it's even better for me. So thank you. Lewis says hello, tree. Yes. I mean, I used to do that when I was a kid, but now I know like the tree doesn't need me to actually say hello. Like it can understand like, your intentions and your consciousness. I don't know how, but I feel like it can like they can understand deeper. So some people just never understand. It's a little bit frustrating in today's world. Yeah, so frustrating. Like, and what bothers me is they don't even try to understand. They just immediately dismiss it as like dumb, and I'm like, hello, like, why? Like, it feels so like it's okay to not understand something, but then try to understand it. And even if you don't like align to it or like believe in the same thing, especially for like ancient traditions and ancient folklore that has been passed down from generations to generations and help people survive the environment they live in, I think it's important to respect that because you can see how the people have survived through these traditions and the wisdom these traditions carry. And I think it's important to respect that. And yes, folklore is really incredible. It's really, really good. Like really, really good. Like you know what I mean? Like it's very important and very something I want us as a species to treasure and see the value in than just like brushing it off because we don't really understand its purpose or its connection to us in the modern age. But it actually does has a connection. Honestly, I think a lot of like how I experienced Canadian wilderness was thanks to what the different peoples taught me when I was growing up. And like how they taught me was like through school, like they would come to school events and like we'd have curriculums about learning about the different peoples, like, the different tribes in the area. And sometimes we go up on a school trip to like the reservation and we'd like learn a lot of like history and folklore and about the art. It was also amazing. It was like some of my favorite memories like growing up, learning about all sorts of like the different cultures of the Indigenous people of Canada, the different peoples, the different tribes. And it was always so wonderful. And I miss that. I miss that because like that's not here in Japan, of course. So, but it is really important part of my like formative years, and it kind of helped me to like understand Canadian land more, like the nature in Canada and the land in Canada and the seasons and how how the native flora and fauna, like how to respect them and how to treat them and how the characteristics of each like animal and plant are. So I learned a lot of things from that wisdom, and it's very important to me. Like even now I don't live in Canada, but it's still like I still carry it with me when I go to another, like here in Japan, when I go to nature in Japan, I try to carry those same traditions and understandings. Oh, Lupin says one of my favorite podcasts is Lauren. It has really fascinating stories and tales. Oh, thank you. I want to look this up too. I'm gonna copy it. You know, understand it. I don't want to understand it. I want to listen to it later and then understand what they hear the things that they talk about. But I will say, if, oh, sorry, Mike says, and the forests are there only because of mushrooms, especially those endomycorrhizal. I hope you say hi to the fungi as well. Oh, of course, of course. Actually, there are mushrooms growing in front of the shrine right now. So like I love mushrooms so much. Like not just to eat them, but I like love them, like fungi and mushrooms and like they're very important. They're kind of scary, but they're very important. I'll take a picture of the mushrooms and show them in the in the Konko group or the Shinto group because they suddenly appeared on my birthday and I was like, oh my god, cut me some more mushrooms for my birthday. So they're really I don't know what mushrooms they are. I'm not gonna try to eat them, but they're very cute. They're like brown capped mushrooms. Maybe they're poisonous, but it's okay. I love them. So they're cool. They're cool. But definitely say hi to everybody. Gotta respect the whole family, you know. But yeah. Lupin says, I definitely had one of those moments with the large maple tree that was growing right outside my previous house. When we first checked out the house, I immediately had a feeling about the tree. Oh, yes, it's so much. Like, it's so true. Like, I don't know. It's like meeting a new person, you know, for some specific areas and some specific trees or plants. Like, it's just like that. But I'm glad you feel the same. So I'm happy. Oh, so it shaded our home and kept our yard cooler in the summer. Every time something broke off of it, it was on the side that was opposite of the house. So there's never any damage. Oh, that's so sweet. It really felt like that tree was trying its best to protect our home. Oh, yes. It's so much. I really feel that. I really feel that. Like I'm not like being like, you know, I like genuinely feel like the tree was trying to protect your home. And, you know, I feel like there's consciousness in the tree and like in nature. Like I really feel that. Actually I was talking about this to my friend earlier, but because my friend is also like more animist. She also believes like there's consciousness and everything and spirits of everything. And I was talking to her about that. And then I said, you know, like if you cut open my head and you took out my brain and you just put my brain on the table, it's like just a meat, like a wrinkly piece of meat. And if you saw that, you would never think there's this mind, this consciousness, this mind of Olivia inside of the wrinkly meat. You know, so it's like if you saw that on the table and you didn't know what it was, you didn't know it was a brain, you didn't know a brain was in a human body that can be animated like this and communicate like this, um, it would just be a piece of wrinkly meat. And if I said this wrinkly meat has thoughts and feelings and memories and emotions, um, and if we didn't have the tools to like connect to the neurons and stuff, like you know, if you just saw it visually and you touched it with your finger, you'd be like, no, like what are you talking about? This is not like a conscious thing. And I'm like oversimplifying it, but you know, like because obviously like the brain is connected to the nerves and the nerves are connected to there's like neurons and brain signals and we can detect it by science. I know it's a whole thing. But what I'm trying to say is that if you visually just took a piece of meat on the table and I told you it had a consciousness like what I'm doing right now, it would seem very strange. So in a similar way, is that I feel like even though something maybe looks like it doesn't have a consciousness or have the capacity to have a consciousness, or even if we can't detect it scientifically, materially, the conscious capacity of it, like an animal, I still feel like even if there's no mind, like a biological mind that like humans have, I still believe that there's a consciousness, like a soul, that exists within things, even if we can't like really feel it, like or detect it scientifically. And I know that for some people that's like hard to grasp. Like like this towel has a consciousness, and maybe it's so it make people feel guilty because like I'm just like treating the towel like this, blah blah blah. But like it's a little bit more complicated because like even if this towel has a consciousness, thank you towel chan, um it's not like it has like sense, like nerves, or like the same function as like a human body. Or even if it's like a, maybe it's not a permanent consciousness, maybe they're just consciousness that flows through things, I don't know. But I think that obviously not only humans can have a consciousness because of the fact this biological meat body is coming from like a connection of many different elements, of many different base materials of the universe. So whatever consciousness can exist within a human body, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that it can exist elsewhere, like outside of a body or within something else. I can't like explain how scientifically or why scientifically, but I think you can feel it sometimes. Like you said, Lupin, with the maple tree. Like I feel like sometimes you can feel that. And I guess that's part of why I really like Konko Faith too, because Tenchikan no Kami-sama is the consciousness of, on the grand scale, like the consciousness of within everything. So maybe if this towel doesn't have like a specific individual consciousness, this towel is within Tenchikan no Kami-sama, like its materials, its existence, its the way I can grab it. Everything is within Tenchikan no Kami-sama's consciousness. This like notebook, my phone, like this desk, everything, my body, all of it is within Tenchikan no Kami-sama, who I know is conscious. So even if there's not like an individual consciousness for everything, there's still a universal consciousness that is aware of everything within it. So that's kind of like, even if not everything specifically does, I still treat it as if there is consciousness around, because to me that's Tenchikan no Kami-sama, and that's Kami-sama, like, so Kami-sama is everywhere. So that's how I feel, like, we just have to kind of connect to Kami-sama that way. And I don't know, thinking about that might be a little bit big or a little bit profound, but it's also normal. Like, it's also just part of our lives. Like, it's just, maybe I'm not sometimes I'm a dumb human, and I like, I don't know, I treat my notebook too roughly. Like, I scribble on it and I rip the pages or something. But I think that all exists within like the laws of physics and the laws of the universe, and like Tenchi no Dori, like the way of Kami-sama. So it's not like you don't have to worry about it. Like, just try to be respectful, try to be aware of that. And when you pray to Kami-sama, again, like appreciations, apologies for any offenses we know or don't know, and then request and sincerely try to understand the way of Tenchikan no Kami-sama, the way of the universe, the consciousness of everything, and like connect to it deeper. So that's kind of how I view things, personally speaking. Not everyone has to view it the same way as me, but just I'm sharing my experience and my opinion and my understandings just to share with you, and you can think about it or how it relates to your own experience, and just to open the discussion. So yeah. Sorry, let's see. Oh, okay, there's no comments. I thought there was comments. But just to finish up today, I'll tell you a funny story where I was very irreverent. I was very irreverent and crazy and weird, but it's a funny story. So, like, buckle up. No, I'm joking. But one time I went to Ohio to see my friend. Back like 10 years ago, 11 years. I was like 20, 21, 19. I don't remember. But it was before I became a minister. It was before I went to Japan. And I went to see my friend in Ohio. And my friend lives out in like super rural, like farmland, Ohio. Like you need to drive like 3 hours to get to from the airport. And so they live in a very small town. and and sorry, I'm laughing because I remember the story. And I was staying at their house, and I said one night, let's go for a night ride. Let's go for a night drive. Like just explore. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning because we couldn't sleep. We were like giggling and laughing. It was funny. We were like, I don't know, we were joking about stuff. We were like hyped up. I was like, let's go for a night drive. And so my friend's like, okay, let's go. And so we're like driving around in the town, like in the safe town area. It was normal. And we come across this sign. And the sign said, it just said the veil. Like it just said the veil. Like this. Wait, I'll show you. It was like the veil. And I said to my friend, I'm like, what's the veil? Like, I don't think I saw that during the day. And my friend's like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I'm like, you never seen it before, but you live here. And my friend's like, I don't know. This is like scary. And I'm like, let's go. Like, let's go to the veil. I don't know why I said that, but I was like, let's go to the veil. Like, let's see what it is. Like, we're together. It's fine. And my friend's like, okay, let's go. So we followed the sign to the veil. And it was like a paved road, but it started becoming a dirt road, and it started becoming like the forest, like the trees were hitting the car as we drove through. So it was becoming more and more forested and more dirt road and like more weird. And my friend was like, I think we should turn back. And I'm like, no, keep going, keep going. But the worst part is I didn't feel a pull to go this way. I didn't feel like an invitation. I was being irreverent. And I was like, no, let's just go. I was being an irreverent little human. Like I was like testing. I don't know what I was doing. I was just like crazy. So we go down into the veil, and my friend is getting nervous and nervous. And we come to a point. We drive into this like driveway, and we're like pulling up, and it's like we can see the like dead end, like it's like a circuit, like the road turns into like a rounded space, and the headlights shine on this like stuffed dog, like a taxidermy dog. And we start screaming because like, what is that? Like what why is there a taxidermy dog? And my friend is like, I don't know, but we have to get out of here. I'm like, yeah, we have to get out of here. So he tries to like go on the circuit out of the veil. And we pass by this strange cabin, like this strange broken down house. And in the window of this house, as my friend is turning the car, the light shines on the house. And there's this like blue-faced man smiling like this. Like his eyes are like dark with like a reflection, and you can see like the white of his teeth, and his skin is blue. And that's all I remember seeing before screaming. And we were panicking so much. We both screamed. We both panicked. My friend drove like lightning speed out of the veil. And we were like screaming the whole way. And I said, don't look in the rearview mirror. What if he's there? And we're like, oh my god, what was that? Lupin's like, you saw the blue man grip live. No. He was scary. I don't know who that was or what that was. But he looked happy to see us in a bad way. And so we were screaming and we drove. But the weird part is we ended up not in the original place. And we followed because the road was straight. The road was straight. Like it didn't turn anywhere. It didn't go anywhere else. The road was straight. So we just drove. But we didn't end up in the place we entered. We ended up in like a dream world. We ended up in this big open country road. Like it was flat road. I wish it was the Smurf Village. Mike said, yeah, from the Smurf Village. No, I wish. It was like a flat country road. There was no like white lines on the road. It was just a paved, perfectly paved, I might add, perfectly paved straight country road, flatlands on both sides, like nothing for miles, which is impossible because of the way my friend's town is. It's impossible for it to be. There's no farm, no plants, no nothing, just flat plains. And my friend is like, I literally don't know where we are. I don't know where we are, and I've never been here before. And to add to the weirdness, there was mailboxes on the road, like like old old mailbox. Let me draw it. Let me draw it. It was like so weird. It was like old country mailboxes lined up on the road. It was like a dream. No, I am not joking. This was before the Ohio memes too. Like this was like before all of that. And we were like in the dream world. It was like this. Like these old mailboxes on the road, and there was no driveway. There was no houses. Because in the country, sometimes the mailbox is on the end of a road, and then if you drive down the road, like maybe 10 minutes, you'll find a house. There was no houses. There was nothing. There was nothing for miles. There was just the mailboxes. And even worse, there was no phone signal. There was no phone signal. We tried to find the map on Google Map or whatever, and there was no phone signal. There was no data. We don't know where we were. And we generally started to panic because we thought we got spirited away. Like we genuinely thought like we're in the fairy world now. Like we won't get back. And I felt so bad because I genuinely started to panic. Like, oh my god, I just got us like spirited away. And what if we don't return? What if we're like missing? And what if it's like? And I started to actually panic. Like it's one of the few times in my life I actually panicked. And I felt so bad. I felt so guilty. And I was like, come on, like, please, I'm sorry. Like, please, please help us. I'm so sorry. I know I was irreverent. I know I was bad. Like, I'm sorry. Like, please. and and like the time was weird too because we left at 3 a.m. But the time on my phone was still like as if we hadn't left. It was still 3 a.m. And it was getting too real. Like it was getting too scary and too real. And we keep driving and it doesn't stop. The mailboxes don't stop. And we keep driving and driving. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Tell your friend. I'm like, if we just end up stuck here forever, I'm sorry. And I started to feel really bad. But then when I apologized to Kami someone, like deep down, we started to see like lights in the distance. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, let's go, like city lights, like not like fairy lights, but like city lights. Like there was a city in the distance. And I'm like, let's just try to go there because maybe that's the way home. Like maybe that's the way home. And we go, and we end up in like the big city, like Columbus. I think it was Columbus. It was one of the big cities, but I think it was Columbus. And my friend's like, this is Columbus. And I'm like, we're in Columbus? And he's like, but that's impossible because it takes like 2 hours to get there by car. But it's only been like, we looked at our phone, it's only been like 5 minutes. And somehow we ended up in Columbus on like the roads. And the time didn't really pass. And then we had to like drive all the way back to his town. But we were so shook, like we were so shaken. Like the time took a long time, but it felt fast because we just wanted to get back. And it was like a whole and then once we got back into the city, like the signal of the phones came back, like everything came back to normal. Time was going back normal, and we generally think we like ended up in this, like something happened. I don't know what happened. We went like we no clipped somewhere into a weird place. And like I don't know what happened that night. I laugh about it because I'm here, like I'm surviving, but it was like really strange. And the next morning my friend goes out. We try to go out to see like where's the veil, like what happened. And we go, and there was no more sign. There was no more sign. But then it's weird because like that day there was no more sign. But my friend who lives there like still thought about this mystery and still tried to check. And one day he did see the sign, the veil. It came back. He's like, "Oh my god, I gotta follow this." So it was during the day. It was during the day. It was like in the sunlight. Like everything was fine. So he goes down to the veil, and it's the same road. It's the same trees and everything, but it's a little bit like less intense. And when he gets there to the end of the road, there's no stuffed dog. There's no strangeness. But there is the house where we saw that like old, like that strange man in the house. But it's like all abandoned, and it's like the windows are broken, and like it just looks like an old house. And it was farther too, like it was farther into the woods. Because this one was like right on the edge of the driveway thing. But this one was like way far inside. So it was very strange, and it's like it existed, or like it came to exist, but it was like normal now. And he took pictures of it, and I think I still have the pictures, and I'll show you guys. But that kind of mystery kind of like resolved itself, and no, I wish it was no abandoned carnival. Lupin says, I was really hoping that the twist to this would be that the veil is actually an abandoned carnival or something. No, that would be interesting. Also, the comments, that's Ohio living. It's true though. It's rural Ohio. It's strange out there sometimes. But yeah, and then that was the culmination. And then I think after that, he told me that the sign was removed, and then now it's just kind of like like a unmarked road, and it's just like I don't know. It's like normal now. But for a while there was no sign, and for a while there was like no road, and then it just appeared, and it was like, I can't explain what happened that day, and that was like 10 years ago, and I remember it very vividly. But yeah, I think Kami-sama saved us because I was being irreverent and awful and like not listening to the rules that everyone tells you what to do and what not to do. I literally was like, let's do it. Thinking there would be no consequences, and there was consequences. But I genuinely think like Kami-sama saved us from whatever that situation was. And I don't know. I can't like logically explain what happened, but I just go off the folklore of like how this has been like a repeated thing in human folklore where like you get spirited away to like some strange like it's on earth and you're like physical, but it's like time is weird and like it doesn't make sense, and like and again it was like 3 a.m. So like that was another like legend, folklore thing, like witching hour, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. I literally don't know, and I don't try to like understand. I'm just like Kami-sama saved me and my friend. Honestly, Kami-sama probably was like, "What did you do? Like, what happened?" I probably broke some rule, and like we were gonna get stuck there, and I'm just thankful. Like, I'm just thankful we escaped that situation. But like those stories exist for a reason. Like those warnings exist for a reason, because like I was very irreverent that time, and we ended up in a situation. And again, that was different than like going into the woods at night, like the guy on Instagram or whatever. Because the woods are the woods. But when you see a sign that says the veil that doesn't exist normally, and then you go down the road, even though you feel you should turn back and you don't turn back, I think that was not a good idea. Honestly, the road with the mailboxes was scarier to me than the guy in the house, because the guy in the house could have just been like a ghost or something, right? Like that makes sense in a way. It makes more sense. But the road with the mailboxes, and there's no signal. There was no stars. The sky was clear, but there was no stars. Um, there was no moon. There was just darkness, and but you could see it. It was like darkness illuminated, but there was nothing illuminating it. and the mailboxes, and there was no names on the mailboxes, and it literally felt like some kind of weird glitch dream world. And if I was alone, I would probably think I dreamed it. But because my friend was with me and like driving and like conscious and like we were terrified, it actually like was something that happened. And I don't know. And I was scared. At that point, it stopped being funny and it started being scary because I didn't know if we were gonna actually make it out alive from this strange mailbox road, because it felt like it was gonna go on forever and we'd be like stuck there. But then like the city appeared. Like Kami-sama made the opening, I think, but oh my god, don't do what I did. Like don't ever do that. Like it was literally fairyland. Like it was crazy. So that's my story. That's the most weirdest experience I've ever had in my life. That was like unexplainable. You know, because like other stuff, like, you know, communicating with Kami-sama is kind of normal. Because again, like the consciousness thing I said, you know, like just praying, you know, having experiences in this world. But I can't explain what happened that day. And I don't want to understand because I'm scared of the implications of whatever that means. But I'm just thankful, like Kami-sama saved us. Honestly, I think if it wasn't Kami-sama, we wouldn't be like here. Honestly, um, no, no, but Michael, like I explained, it's already like the curse has been lifted. Like there's nothing else out there anymore. Michael says, "Sounds fun." So the Valen Ohio, you said, put on my bucket list. No, no, it would be cool, but it's like I don't know. The curse lifted. It like it came in our world, so and it like purified. I think I don't know, but it's not mysterious anymore. But he says, "Well, thank God I'm always staying at home." I guess I know. No, it's safer. It's safer. Don't ever like do what I did. I was really stupid that night. I don't know what I was thinking. Like even now, me now, I'm like, what were you doing back then? But yeah, I'm glad. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad I made it back too. Thank you, Mike. Lupin says, I remember having an experience like that with a friend in college when we were exploring the area around our university in Western Maryland and ended up in West Virginia and Southern Pennsylvania. What? Oh my god, you have to share. You have to share the story sometime. I don't know. Like maybe it's too long for the YouTube comments, but like share it in the Discords or somewhere and maybe I can read it, but yeah, you shouldn't go down roads you don't know. I think especially like rural America, I don't know. It feels different out there sometimes. Um cuz you know, the land has gone through a lot of things like history in America and Canada. There's a lot of tragedy and a lot of horrible things that happened relatively recently and there hasn't been like reparations for that or like acknowledgement of that suffering or apologies. There hasn't been that. And there's a lot of bad things that happen, like to many people on like a mass scale. And I think it can cause like this kind of disturbance in those lands. You know, I think there's just a lot of like disturbances. I don't know how to explain it. But in Canada too, like in Canada, there's some spaces that feel really sad and feel like, you know, there's just something that happened and it's still pretty recent. It's not like ancient history. It was like, you know, less than 500 years ago, you know, so it's still like, you know, there's a lot. And like I remember even in like Ohio, we were there and we found a burial mound, like a native tribe's burial mound. And like part of it was still protected, but there was another part of it that had been like destroyed and like a parking lot built over it. And it felt horrible to know, like not to know that, but to like we felt it. And then my friend told me the story of what happened, and then it was like really bad, you know, because you realize how bad it is, like consciously, not just like spiritually, but consciously, and that it's like extra horrible. There's like no respect for what happened and the people resting there, and it's like a parking lot. Like we don't like what like. It's just like I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's just so irreverent, and I feel like that definitely causes like disturbances. Like it causes like like unease, like un. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not saying like it's cursed or anything, but like it's just like things are out of balance, and maybe it's like because it's like not like really in balance, like it can be like you slip through to the fairy world or something. I'm not sure, but it's very like tragic, like jokes, like the funny fairyland stories aside, it's like very tragic, in some places in North America. And it's like I don't know, there's not even any like again like there's not any like attempts to like apologize or like make things right or respect the place. There's not even like a plaque to explain what this place is. Like my friend knows because they're half native, like they're part of like the community, like they have relatives on the reservation, so they know from the stories. But the city and like the people, like there's nothing to really like make that connection. Maybe it's different now, but like 10 years ago it was not like that, so it's sad. But yeah. Oh yeah, it's really intriguing. Yeah, I'm glad. Simo says, I had some weird experiences like that too in the past, but where I feel strange or unwelcome presences in my home or my dreams. Oh no, yeah. That can also happen too. Definitely. Like just this like strange like on the other side of it where like you find or you experience spirits in your house where like things are very, I don't know, like it's also become like unbalanced or like something calling to you, and it's like very strange. Like I don't know. I've had that too. Not in Japan, but in Canada. Uh so many times. Like especially we had an old house and it was like there were so many disturbances. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. Lupin says, I love rural areas, but you do have to be careful. Some people don't think kindly to someone else on their property, even if you didn't mean to be there in the first place. Oh yeah, definitely. I also went to rural Missouri once because my other friends lived out there, and we were driving. This is not a spirit story, but we were just driving, and my friend like they didn't accidentally pull in, but they had to pull in for like a second, like just 1 second, to turn the car around because we went the wrong way. And literally, like as like my friend's car was like, here's the driveway, and my friend's car was like, oh, and the guy came out and with a gun, and he was like, get off my property, like leave right now. And we were like panicking. We had to like immediately drive because we're like, oh my god, like he was like the guy was watching to see if my friend would like pull into the driveway, I guess. And then he immediately came out with like a gun, and we're like, what like it was so scary. It definitely, there's a lot of like stuff out there, you have to be careful. um well, some people in my family are mediums. They have a register of talking to disembodied mitama spirits. I remember my mother telling me about this one girl who used to guide the spirit of a teenager. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mean it like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I don't understand. But no, like, that's very interesting. Like, I've had stories like that and experiences like that. And it's very real to me. Like, I know some people, like, on media, like, on TV, on the internet, they're like, I can talk to your loved ones who passed away for $60. No, I'm joking. You know what I mean? Like, the very, like, commercialized mediums. I don't think they're actually, but there is legitimate um, mediums and spirit workers that I know and I've seen, and they do ask like there's an investment, but it's not like that's not what it's really like about. It's like the investment for their time and effort, but it's not like commercialized like product selling version of that. So it is really real. Like there's stuff like that out there. Lupin says, I've had a couple occasions in which I accidentally ended up on someone's property when lost or needing to turn around. And the looks some people will give you, let alone the things some people say. Yeah. It's can be crazy out there. Like I've only had a little bit of experiences in rural America, like seeing my friends and stuff. But even those like minor experiences, like those little experiences, I've like already been through a lot with it, so it's pretty scary. Actually, I have a picture somewhere of one day when I was on a trip. Well, not one day, one week when I was on a trip on the Konko conference in Vancouver. Just another story. I went to the Kongo conference in Vancouver, and I was just away for a few days. And our old house was in Toronto was beside a big forest, and I loved going into that forest all the time. It was called Taylor Creek Park, the Don Valley River. It's like a huge river with a lot of old forest, and it's one of my favorite places in Toronto. But there was always a lot of like, activity, like spiritual activity, deeper stuff, deeper connections. And while I was in Vancouver, my mom comes in and she messages me and she's like, Olivia, like, I feel something weird in your room. I'm like, what? I thought she was joking. I thought she was like making fun of me because I was away. And I'm like, Mom, don't joke. Like, that's weird. And she's like, No, I'm not joking. Like, I genuinely feel like someone is in your room, something is in your room. And I got to get scared. I'm like, um, okay. And then I'm like, can you take a picture and like see? And then she took pictures, but then there's one picture she took, and our cat at the time was resting on my bed, but she was like looking at something on her shoulder. And so my mom took a picture, and in the picture there's actually this like little fairy person on my cat, like on our cat. And my mom emails me, she's like, what is that on our cat's name is Cleo? She's like, what is that on Cleo? And I'm like, what? Like, what is that? I'm like, Mom, are you like joking? Did you like Photoshop that? Like, she doesn't use Photoshop, but I'm like, I genuinely thought she like edited it or something because it's so vivid. And I was like, what is that? And my mom was like, no, I'm not joking. Like, genuinely, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, what? And so that is another mystery of this little, it looks like a little man with like moth antenna. I actually have the picture. I can find it. And it was I don't know if I can like upload it in time. Maybe I can, but it was just the whole like it was so strange. And even stranger, I tried to show other people this picture, and some people can see the thing, and some people can't see it. So that adds to the weirdness of it. But maybe the curse is lifted. Maybe. Oh my god. Um. Oh, sorry. Let me read the comments. Lipin says, on the other hand, some of the most sincere and generous people I have ever met were from in rural areas. Oh, definitely. Like all my friends are from rural areas. That's why I went out there. But my friends were there, and then like the craziness was out there too. So it was like a balance. Lupin, your cat's so agreeable. That's just a fairy. No need to worry, Mom. You can give it a milk or something. No, actually though. But it was so weird. It was a long time ago too. This was oh yeah. My reply email to my mom was, Mom, that is scary. Are you playing a prank? LOL. I hope you're doing well. I'm having fun here, but I got mosquito bites. I don't know what I was like saying about that. Okay, yeah, here's the picture. Let me see if I can like upload it to the Discord, and then I'll just paste the link here. But my reply was funny. And my mom said, oh, get some mosquito cream. And then she said, no prank, that thing popped up in the picture. I'm okay, thanks. So is Cleo. It was like so I was so scared. I was like, what the sorry, Discord is loading. Let me see here. Hold on. I really want to show you guys before I end the stream because it's just like I'm gonna forget, and then it will be very disappointing. Hold on. I'm trying to open the chat. My computer is dying now. Like, what if I can't show you this stream? Oh, I'm just gonna message it to myself, and then I'll try to see if I can link it through that. Let's see here if I can do that. Oh my god, hold on. Wait. Sorry. This is always embarrassing. But I need to show you guys because it's like, it's very interesting. Okay, here we go. I found it. Wait. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Like, everything's happening at once. Okay, copy media link. Okay, let's see if we can. This works. Oh my god, it's so long. Wait. Oh, wait, hold on. Open media link, I guess. Hold on. Copy image address. Oh, sorry. I'm like struggling. Wait, but I have to. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. Sorry, I really want to show you guys before I end the stream because it's like I want to hear your opinions on this situation, on this thing that happened, because it's the one tangible piece I have of something weird, like other than the story of the veil. Okay, let's see. Does this work? Wait. See if this tiny URL works. I hope it works. Okay, tell me if it works. Tell me if it works. But I don't know. Some people can see it. Some people can't see it. But I see a little ferryman with like moth antenna, and his face is like heart shaped, and there's like he has like a cape or something, and you can see my cat is looking at it. I feel like she's looking at it, and I don't know what that is. So yeah, it's not a cute fairy. It's very scary looking. It's very like archaic fairy. I don't know what it is. But Cleo seemed relaxed. Like she didn't seem scared, so maybe it's benevolent. So oh, you don't see the antenna? Yeah. Maybe if you zoom in. Um, I kind of see it like wait. I'll see if I can draw it. I kind of see it like this. I thought so too, but it like Cleo's whiskers weren't like they wouldn't make that shape. I feel, but my sister thought it was the whiskers too. But you can see her whiskers going out. But how I see it is like this like little like man fairy. Hold on, I'm gonna draw it. Sorry, I'm like getting all like worked up about this like strange man fairy. But like this is what I see. I see like this weird, strange little man, and his face is kind of heart shaped. I don't know. I don't know. But he looks fairyish, so maybe he is a fairy or she. I don't or they. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I see in the picture. But they're like gray, and yeah, I don't know if you guys see it too. My sister didn't see it at first. She was like, I don't. It's just the whiskers. I'm like, no, like Lynn, don't you see? My sister's name is Lynn. I'm like, don't you see the thing? But oh yeah, Cleo had seen things. But oh my, it looks like a live action Augie and the Cockroaches, the movie. That's crazy. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, he's very like. It might be one of the only registered episodes of a fairy. Maybe I don't know. I'm so glad my mom took the picture because I generally like I cannot explain this weird phenomenon because again like it was like compounded by the fact my mom felt something weird in my room, so she checked, and then Cleo was like there. She usually didn't go in my room, but then she looks relaxed, so I don't think it was bad. And then like we lived beside the forest, and the forest always had a lot of strange things happening, so it kind of all came together, but I don't know. It was so but that was like the only time, and this was what did this happen? This happened in August 9, 2012. August 9, 2012. So nothing has happened since then. So it was very rare event. This was before the veil too. This was like this is not post veil. This was pre veil. So I know it like nothing followed us from the spirit world. So yeah, it's so interesting. Um but yeah, so weird. Sorry, I wanted to show you guys that. But I'll post it in the server too. But I don't even know. I'll show you. Maybe I can show you guys my mom's email too. But I have to like. That's okay. I'll do it after. But it's weird. Video says it kind of looks like a modern day Russian legend about a baby alien called. I'm gonna pronounce this. Alyoshenko. Alyoshenko. I think that some babushka met in the forest. I'm crying. Oh my god. What if it is? What if it is though? I don't know. Because Toronto is very like multicultural, so like maybe like the spirits also came over. I'm looking up the thing now. It actually does look like it. Oh my! But that one looks scarier. Like it actually has like the limbs and everything. I don't know, but it actually does look kind of like that. I there are things I cannot explain. I cannot explain this, but it's cool. It's also cool because I don't know. Sometimes you just need a little interesting thing happen. Yeah. These damn babushkas always bringing weird things from the forest. Honestly, I would trust a babushka with my life. She would protect me from all the fairies, like the creatures in the woods. Like honestly, I'm too like I'm gonna get like what happened. I got spirited away, so I'm gonna get like targeted again. I'm joking. Um, but that's why cryptozoology should be a real profession. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But sorry, just to finish the stream. I keep saying I'm gonna finish the stream and then it goes on. um, that's why like sometimes when I read stories, when I checked on my shoulder, no, don't say that. It's scary. There's nothing on my shoulder, just hair. Oh my god, Alex though. But that's why sometimes I hear like old legends and I'm like maybe it was something like this. Maybe something like this actually happened and maybe it didn't, maybe it did, but I don't know anymore. Anything's possible. Oh my god, video says not the Russian alien traveling to Canada. Honestly though, like why? Why were they there? It's so strange. It's so strange. I don't know. Could be though. There's a lot of Russians in Toronto, so maybe he like hitched a hike on like they came over and they're like time to set up in Canada. I don't know. One of my really close friends in university was from Russia, and like my high school friend, there was a lot of Russian people in Toronto too. So there's good memories. Maybe that's where the alien came from. I don't know. Michael says I personally knew one of the most famous cryptozoologists. In you're all. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher the name with my English speaker voice, but please excuse me. But in Yaroslav Mars, such a nice guy he was. Oh, I don't know who that is though. Um, I want to see, but that's cool. You personally knew him. Uh, oh, that's so cool. Sorry, I hope I didn't miss a comment. Oh, that's so cool. These guys are so chill. Wait, I want to see the person. I never heard of them before. Oh, he was a Czech cryptozoologist, biologist, traveler, and writer. Oh, that's so cool. I'm sorry, I probably pronounced his name really bad. I'm sorry. I need to practice language more. Okay, thank you, Lip, and enjoy. Yeah, I'll take a picture of the wind chimes. I want to see. But thank you so much. Yes. Oh, I have to read about him more. Oh, he was in Canada too. Sorry, that's so cool. Okay, I have to read about many things. But Mike says he was mostly writing about stuff happening in Venezuela and Table Mountain, Curupia. Whoa. Oh my god. See, like that there's stuff out there like that's going on, like I feel like I want to read his writings now. I'm like I feel like he's gonna have some stories I'm very curious about. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I did okay. I'm always like, my God, like every time I try to like speak another language or like pronounce something right, I know that like the Canadian like like the way I speak is like so it's like a disaster. So thank you for being patient with me. But thank you so much. Oh, he died in 2021. Yes, yes. I saw here on the page. But he has a lot of bibliography. He has a lot of writings, and I want to read it now. I want to check it out. But thank you. So many new recommendations. It's from today's stream. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I'm gonna read about lots of things. Czech is very difficult, and there's no need to learn. Is nothing translated? Maybe, but still, I'll try. I'll try to see. Or if you have anything like maybe an expert excerpt, like a little piece of his writing, I would like to see. But hopefully, his works get translated too, because I see like one of them is Manticora, a monograph of the genus. Maybe that one's translated, or maybe not. I don't know. But sorry. Okay, I should do this not. I should do this later. But yes. Oh, but thank you so much. Oh wait, you mean like my pronunciation? Sorry. No, sorry. I'm like, it's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning. My brain is like not there. But thank you so much. Oh, Alex says there's a place in Ohio that matches your description for sale, also called the Vale. It appears to be a plot of land and area settled by a man in 1946. Oh, it might be the same place because again, it like appeared in the real world, so maybe. I'll try to search later. We can talk about it more in the Discord at DM, but or maybe next stream, the mystery of the Vale. But yeah, thank you so much for the stream. Sorry, yes, I do have to wrap up now. I wish you could talk more, but thank you so much. It was really interesting and fun to share things, stories, and interesting mysteries. But again, like disclaimer: don't be dumb like me. Um, Respect the forest, respect the rules, respect the spiritual rules, respect the natural rules. The rules exist for a reason, so it's good to respect them. Human rules, nature rules, spirit rules. Good to follow them. Don't be like me in the past. But yes, thank you so much. And it was really, really fun. And I hope you all have a nice day or a nice evening where you are. And thank you so much. And see you next time. Okay, bye for now. ありがとうございます。Okay, bye bye. Oh,